So how are you? How are you
I'm
today?
good. I moved away recently from my hometown, so I'm just still adjusting to everything around me.
Mhm.
So it's been a challenge. I'm still trying to find time to get creative and uh lock in.
What's your hometown and where did you move to?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm from North Memphis, Tennessee.
Mhm.
And I moved to Austria
Oh
to
wow.
get away from America.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, it's just getting too like restrictive, for
Hmm.
lack of a better word.
Yeah. I
Yeah, can't dig it so much anymore. I mean, I used to really enjoy the town, but I can't walk anywhere. I found a walkable area where I can get food and stuff, so I moved there.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, cool. So what was like your introduction to music or producing rather?
I see your cat. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
I did not want to stop everywhere.
Yeah, man. My introduction to music. My dad was a drummer, and he just gave me a kit for my 18th birthday. I started drumming, and I started having fun and just jamming out.
Hmm.
And I made beats on my Wii, on the Nintendo Wii. I dragged
Really?
and dropped. Yeah, yeah. Like they have this thing called like Mix Superstar.
Hmm.
It's like a Wii app or WiiWare app or whatever, and you drag and drop samples with the Wii remote and you put drums over these samples. And I still have my first beat on my SoundClouds to humble me.
Hmm.
So if I get too in my head about my creative endeavors, I can just go back and see how much I sucked.
Well, how would you say your I guess how much have you, or what differences do you see in your production now versus when you first started? Like, what do you think the major differences are, or what have you heard?
Uh, yeah, man, that's a good question. Um, I think meeting people really changed my life with music. I was in a relationship for like 6 years, and we made music together in the Memphis music scene. And she was really into old school music,
Hmm.
like soul music. And I grew up on Owl City and Michael Jackson,
Hmm.
so I guess I'd fused the two together, and she liked what I made, and I liked how she sounded, and we made records together, and I got onto this old vintage soul wave, and yeah, and that changed my life, and now I'm kind of inspired by all that era, that 70s era.
That's my favorite era. I think like my baseline or like foundation of music would be like the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, like
Yeah,
Prince, Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, like
yeah.
just that kind of music. I don't know. I feel like it's rich in spirit. Like I think music now, I mean, I'm not knocking music now. I think music now is great too, but I feel like it's something very um soulful and
Mhm.
I guess like uplifting in a way, or just it just brings your spirits up, like the music back in that time. So that's why I really attached to that beat because I feel like it was in a lot of your beats, I feel like it just has like a very soulful, warm thing about it. I don't
Thank
know how to
you.
explain it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to do this. I haven't uploaded on YouTube for a long time. I've been keeping things like in the vault,
Hmm.
really, and working with exclusively with other artists in like New York and stuff. And there's a really amazing soul artist I want you to meet. Well,
Hmm.
maybe one day. Y'all would sound really good together. I'll send you her Instagram soon. You'll dig it.
Okay, cool.
She's really dope. And
Cool.
she has a great voice, soulful as hell.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that song, that Aretha Franklin type beat, it's public, like it's like a public beat, so lots of people have interpreted the song in many different ways, and they can buy a lease.
Hmm.
So I've heard a lot of versions of that song, and I heard your version yet?
No, I was actually gonna play it on this Zoom meeting.
Okay.
I'm kind of scared because I feel like I should have sent it
Don't be shy.
before. Because you know when you play stuff for people, it's like because I want you to be honest, but at the same time, it's like But I mean, I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But I think you'll
Yeah.
like it. I think that you'll like it. But you never know.
How you let the beat breathe. That's really cool in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Thank you.
Okay, Prince. I love your falsetto.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now it's over.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah. I had
that
made some.
sounds super good.
I really appreciate it. I wrote to the like I love that second half, like that beat switch at the end, but
Yeah.
I was not able to, I don't know, I feel like everything that I wrote to it was just falling flat. I don't know what it was, but like the beat is great and I feel like I wasn't complimenting it the way that I complimented it on the first half, but I think that's
Yeah.
an incredible beat. It was actually
Thank you.
the last beat that I wrote to for this mixtape.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I felt like I needed something to kind of like close it. Like, it's the last song. I needed something to close it out. It kind of feels like the credits are
Mhm.
rolling. I feel like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I've had critiques with other artists too who completely cut out that beat switch at the end and they just wanted it to be on loop. Uh, I think that creative choice of mine, it came from the other artist I was working for. The song was originally titled Foolishly in Love,
Hmm.
and um, yeah, she just wanted a breakdown at the end, and so I did some snare fills and changed the key.
Hmm.
Yeah, and some people just didn't rock with it on YouTube. They really asked me, they pestered me to change it up. So yeah, I mean, like no shame if you keep it the way it is. I like it. I like your falsetto. And now that we're through, that's live. That's some Prince stuff for real.
Thank you. When you produce beats, do you I guess like channel somebody else, or do you hear how you want an artist to sound on it, or you just make the beat and let it turn into whatever it's going to turn into?
Always start with the drums. If the drums don't hit, then I can't be inspired by anything. I start with drums, then I go to chords, and then I go to bass, and then I go to melody.
Hmm.
I'm really bad with structure, so if the structure's not doing anything, I can't channel any inspiration at all.
Hmm.
So, yeah, experimenting with rhythms and just drums, that gets me to
Hmm.
channel any sort of existing song because I really do build on existing music. Like I just jammed over "I Want to Be Your Lover" by Prince
Hmm.
like the other day, and I made a completely new record from it just by the drum beat. Like I changed the chords, and I guess that you can call that channeling because or inspiration. But yeah, I just start off with the drums always and see where I can go from there.
Hmm. Would you say
Yeah.
like when it comes to making beats, well, I want your opinion. So some people say there's a difference between a producer and a beat maker. Like, do you have any opinions on that? Or like, can you expand on what that idea is, I guess? Because I always thought it was basically the same thing, but I guess it's not.
Yeah. I was just yeah, yeah, I'm so glad you can recognize the difference because I personally do believe that there is a difference.
Because a producer
So
is kind of creating an entire, like they're really involved as opposed to a beat maker is just kind of making the beat and they're not producing a record, I guess. Is that
yeah,
what you would say it is?
I mean, like Jay Dilla, for example, he's a really he's a pioneering beat maker because he worked with what he had, for example, and he humanized something like an MPC. He made an MPC sound like it was real drums, like he was playing the real drums. But Quincy Jones on Lady in My Life, he got together all these musicians and produced them. Like I met Boo Mitchell, for example, and I really got like hands on with the production experience, and I felt little because back then in my career, I felt I was identifying as a beat maker. I
Hmm.
was just in my room tapping on the drum pads and playing with chords and whatnot, making simple stuff. But when I saw Boo Mitchell, who was the producer for Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk for specifically, he he had like this huge soundboard he had a live kit over there, the bass over here, the guitar, and he had reverb chambers. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is going on?
Yeah.
How do you control it? So like it's a whole field on its own. I believe so. I believe it's a lot that goes into this um playing field that beat makers sometimes don't understand. And but people love simple stuff. I got to remember that people love simplicity. The public does. And if I keep my stuff simple, sometimes I see producers, I'm just like, I can do the same thing if I just make a beat. I can
Hmm.
do the exact same thing if I just make a
But
beat
I
with
but
drum.
I also think that people think they know what they like, but like there's small details in music that musicians, producers know about and think about and can see, but people don't really like you don't I guess if you take it away, they'll notice it's gone, but if you put it in, they don't notice that it's there. Basically, I feel like there's intricacies that musicians have that listeners don't really catch, but they subconsciously feel it, but they don't know. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of feel
Yeah,
that.
those little nuances that only producers hear
Hmm.
type stuff. Yeah. Um, yeah, like beat makers, like I felt limited in my early days because I mean, I didn't have access to other guitarists or knowing how to plug them up and get them to play on the record, you
Hmm.
know, stuff like that. So I found alternatives and it never sounded the way I wanted to. So that's when mixing and producing it gets important because you don't want your music to sound like crap.
Would you
So
say like because there's people who make music using more computerized like or using technology like computerized instruments, I
mhm.
guess. And then there's producers that make beats or make music with real instruments. Do you feel like it adds legitimacy as a producer to be able to play instruments and use live instrumentation in your production, or it's all music and it's all it doesn't take away from you as a producer if you are just good at like
Yeah.
techie stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, I actually believe that music is music. There's no form of supremacy in it. That's
Hmm.
why I love it. There's no higher uppity. There's like if music is music, so there's no greater than. So synthetic music versus live instrumentation. Um, you if you're really talented, you can make synthetics sound real, like K Tronada, for example, or like Jay Dilla. K
Absolutely.
Tronada is my all-time favorite producer from he's like the Timbaland of our era. Like he he has done something revolutionary too that Jay Dilla did. Like he adds swing to house beats. That's different. That was different back in it's more bouncy and cool and it sounds real. Yeah, it's his drums always sound live. It's
Mhm.
crazy. But no, I don't think to give you a simple answer, no, I think music is fundamentally all music. There's no form of supremacy at all.
Mhm. I have two more questions. So, just a little bit because I don't want to give too much energy to it because I'm scared
Mhm.
of the manifestation of it. But what is your
Mhm.
take on the rise of AI, like music and people using AI to make their beats or sing their songs or write their songs? Or what is your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, AI, yeah, AI music is completely recycled music in a way. Like the cadence of verses, the lyrics, all that has been done before. And what AI does is just pull. It's music, but it's plagiarized music. So
Mhm.
yeah, to give you is to keep that answer short. Yeah, it's just it's completely plagiarizing on other artists' hard work completely.
What is your like what is your in the where music is going right now in the landscape that we're in, like how do you still stay inspired and how do you still stay driven and motivated when there's so many different things that are happening where it feels like our jobs are kind of like at stake, or it's like
Mhm.
the culture and the it's just changing. And I feel like sometimes for me, I'm still gonna make music. It's my dream to be a commercially successful musician, as well as
Yeah,
just great as well as a great musician, just talented and skillful. But like
yeah,
sometimes I feel like, damn, like the dream of being a musician in 2025 doesn't feel like the same dream when I
yeah,
was 10, 11. It doesn't,
yeah.
it feels like I was chasing something that is no longer real, or maybe no longer as achievable because of the way that the landscape is changing. And how do you deal with
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah, the landscape is definitely changing. The collective consciousness of our era has completely changed. Everybody wants instant gratification, and music is something that, you now you you have AI, like we just talked about. You tap a button and you have a whole composition and arrangement there done. But but yeah, there will be nothing that will ever replace our job, like, as artists. Humans are unreasonable. We're supposed to be messy and creative and crazy,
And
um,
complex.
and conceptualize it into a creative piece. AI, or the things that want to replace us, even labels, they're expecting something sterile and
Hmm.
something very without a soul,
Without so.
something, yeah,
And something that they don't have to pay either as well. I think it's all about money too.
all about money. Yeah, labels. Yeah, especially back in the day, I mean, like, I'm sure even then labels were probably even worse. Yeah, I don't think greed is ever going to change, but the soul is never going to change either, and the soul is
Mhm.
more powerful than greed. So
Mm.
nothing will ever compare to
Absolutely.
authenticity.
Absolutely. Okay. So lastly, what are you working on now? What can people look forward to? Like what's in the cards for you in the future?
Um, I've been experimenting with some of stuff for 3 years now. Ever since I got out of my last relationship, I've been trying to write music for my own and make a name for myself and
Wow, I love that.
become my own artist in a way.
Hmm.
I'm not good with lyrics at all. I need to have some songwriting lessons, but when it comes to the music part, I got most of the compositions done for that. I just don't know where the next step is. So, you know,
Well, I'm looking.
I'm really afraid of introducing myself to the world as an artist. So I gotta lock in and get serious because I'm getting older. Like you said on your story today, I really gotta lock in because I am getting older and I
Getting-
gotta make my stance
Yeah,
ASAP.
you will. I'm looking forward to hearing what you. I know it's gonna be fire. So just keep doing it. Just trust yourself. Trust whatever feels right, and the answer's within you. So it's all gonna work itself out.
Thank you. Can
Yeah.
we get a release date on your single?
I'm trying to shoot for like I want it to be out before Christmas, but
Yeah.
I've been mixing this thing myself, and I'm not a mixing engineer, but just budget wise, I'm like I have a computer. I've been in hundreds of studio sessions. I work with lots of mixing engineers. Like I've picked up on different things on like how to make something sound listenable, I guess. And I didn't want to let money stop me from putting it out. But I
Yeah.
think I'm in the process of it where I'm kind of psyching myself out and second guessing, like, does it sound good enough? Like, is it going to be accepted on like these streaming services? Is the quality good enough to be? So like, I'm trying to talk myself out of that self-doubt.
Mhm.
Um, but like that was really the holdup. I mean, I wrote the whole mixtape within like 3 weeks because it was just an urgent thing for me. Like I felt like I want to make like a 80s inspired mixtape. Um, so it was still a really fast process in making it, but the thing that's slowing me down is the mixing and mastering process.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I'm getting there. But I'm hoping like within the next few weeks, definitely before Christmas, I'm hoping that I can get it out. So
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know if you heard about the government shutdown, but I'm a government employee. So like for the
Yeah.
past few months, I've been kind of like robbing Peter to pay Paul. And
No,
so
I hear you.
I haven't even had a that was another reason, that was another thing that inspired me making it was just wanting to, make something that felt was in contrast with the way that I felt during the time of the shutdown. Like I was in low spirits, so I was trying to make.
Mhm.
Well, aside from that, because that song is kind of sad that I wrote that you heard, but the other music is really uplifting and happy and like fun and dance. So
Yeah.
I was just trying to make something that was in contrast with that. But to answer
I
your,
like your interpretation of it. You say it sad lyrics, but it's like a happy beat. Like I made it when I was in love.
hmm
So you interpreted it. I like happy music with sad lyrics. Like that's a really cool contradiction.
Me too. I love that. I love the contrast and like the juxtaposition of it all. It's
Yeah.
really a creative way of approaching songwriting and production. Yeah, I would definitely talk to you more about that. But
Yeah.
session is about to end. It says less than a minute, so I'm gonna cut this.
Mhm.
But I really want to thank you for talking to me and having this conversation. It was a pleasure to meet you. I hope that you one day do come back to the state so we can meet in person and
Yeah.
we can make music. Um,
Okay.
but but yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Isaiah. I
Thank you.
appreciate your time.
I appreciate
Peace.
you. Have a good one.